Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on PoE Exile. And first up, a news about the creation of the Trialmaster, and GGG is definitely not new to creating these kind of characters that you meet every single map or every single zone of the game. However, the Trialmaster has one singularity, and that is the fact that he remembers a lot of your previous encounter with him, and he gets really kind of tied with you because he comments every time on how you're doing. Like if you lose one, he's gonna say something along the lines of, is your ego bruised? And depending how you do, he will change his attitude with you, and that actually makes it a lot more entertaining and interesting, and really breaks the repetitiveness that you will otherwise get from a character that you meet every single time. So I think the character is done pretty well. Everything except the name is actually amazing about the Trialmaster, though I haven't met him in his own fight yet, but that will happen anyway, I guess, sooner or later, hopefully. But yeah, that's a very great NPC that they created this time. And also we got some concept art for the latest League Ultimatum, of course, and obviously it's a lot of Trialmasters, but there's also more than that, like some ancient Val constructs, because of course this is not just a Trialmaster update, it is a somewhat Val update with blood themed skills, things, and of course Val stuff, because Vals are kind of like the blood civilization, even though I'm very much simplifying it. But anyway, we also got something about the sound of PoE Exile. So the team of the sound team is basically made of 5 sound designers, and then of course there's Camille. Camille does the background music though, so sound and background musics are kind of different, and the sounds are all of the little sounds that you hear in the game that's not music basically. So when you're casting a skill, there's a lot of sounds in that, when you're walking, the footsteps, and when you hear a monster, when the monster die, every skill effect, every interaction, all these kind of things are made by sound designers. So if you are interested in these sounds, and if you are interested in seeing like the different type of sounds that different designers do, definitely scroll down and listen to every single video here. You can see examples, you can see, or you can hear actually examples and things. So yeah, it's definitely recommended if you care a little bit about these things. Otherwise, it's just an interesting read, because I mean, it's not every day that you get an insight on the sound department in games or anywhere else, to be honest. And also we got some Twitch highlights, and well, I mean, nothing surprising about Queen dying, I guess. Also Queen killing the Maven, pretty cool. And some other things. I mean, it's the usual streams, it's the usual highlights, so if you haven't had the chance to check them out, just do it anyway, because they are very short and still kind of entertaining. Other than that, there's also a game mechanics Q&A that is coming up. Basically, what's gonna happen is GGG is going to collect answers about game mechanics, so don't ask for quality of life things and all the kind of stuff. This is because it's gonna only be game mechanics, and it's gonna be possibly harder game mechanics that you don't really understand unless someone explains you what is going on. So definitely, if you have some of those questions, post them in this thread here. Of course, I'll put a link in the description below. And after a couple weeks, or well, they say sometimes next week, so hopefully next week actually, GGG is gonna come up with a lot of answers. We're gonna get one of those huge posts with a ton of questions and a ton of answers that are gonna be really hard to read, but if your question was in there, you might actually get the answer you were looking for. And one last thing that I missed on the highlights that I wanted to point out is the fact that the first guy comments that why there are no China client highlights, or like China client highlights. And that is because, personally, I think GGG does not want to show the China client on the main forums. That is because that client is different from this one here that we have from the normal one. It has different quality of life things, and they really don't want people to catch those things, which will make highlights pretty much go in the second place when complaining about quality of life that we don't really get would be the main focus. So I think that is why we get only highlights from Twitch, which is obviously the main platform for streaming anyway, anywhere on the, I think, like Europe and America and maybe Australia. But yeah, that cuts off pretty much Asia, which has its own things, and they generally tend to remain in their own part of the world for whatever reason. But yeah, I guess that was all for this week, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all. I've been your host, Giorgio, and I'll see you guys the next time.